So at least we could stay positive by continuing our daddy patties. So we did Russia before. Yeah, the halloumi filling dumplings. And we have the cello kebab filling. Oh, that's for Persia. Yeah, Persia. But I don't eat meat, so I want to try to find a dish for vegetarians. So we could do you start with rice. See what they do with rice. So let's see. Persian rice dish.
Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Mona and Mish. Today we're going to be making a really tasty, sweet Persian rice dish called adis polo. And these are the ingredients you need to get started. So we're going to have 3 cups of basmati rice, and you want to soak it for a minimum of 30 minutes. We did 2 hours for this, and you can also do it overnight. Okay, and then we have 3 cups of lentils, 1 large onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 6 large dates, and 1 cup of raisins.
Yeah, these are the main ingredients, and also you're gonna need vegetable oil.
I want to know more though. I want to know more about their culture. Let's see. Persian food culture. Just feel like I should be more educated. Okay, this one.
Welcome to Explore You Ever. Today we step into a world of poetry, spice, and elegance, a land where food is art, and every meal tells a story that dates back over 2,500 years. This is Persian cuisine, a taste of Iran's ancient culinary heritage. Persian cuisine is one of the oldest and most sophisticated in the world. It's all wrapped in hospitality and warmth. At the heart of Persian cooking is balance sweet and sour, hot and cold, soft and crisp, but whispered with grace. One of the most iconic elements of Iranian food is rice, or
country in southwestern Asia, and is mainly home to the people of the same name, the Iranians. But both the country and its people have another name,
Persian and Iran
that
is
of
the
Persia
same?
and the Persians.
I thought there are 2 different
and these
countries.
2 names can be used interchangeably. The word Iran means
This
land
whole
of the
time.
Aryans in Farsi, the
Wait,
Persian
isn't that what's
language,
been happening on the
while
news lately?
Persia is a Latin word
Let me try
derived from
to
the
take it.
ancient Greek Persis and ultimately
I
from
swear I
the
heard
ancient
about it.
Persian word Parsa, meaning land of the Persian people.
Has threatened recreational and tourist sites worldwide and insisted it's still building missiles as the supreme leader issued another defiant statement. Meanwhile, the United States is deploying more warships and another 2,500 Marines 3 weeks into the war. It launched alongside Israel. With little information coming out of Iran, it's not clear how much damage its forces have suffered in the strikes that began February 28th, or even who truly is in charge of the country. The death toll from the onslaught against Hezbollah reached 1,000. More than 100 of the dead are children, according to Lebanese officials. The IDF say they're targeting Hezbollah infrastructure and that the militant group is using civilians as human shields, concerned about a looming humanitarian catastrophe.
And we're seeing now the region is in absolute chaos. Iran is sending a very dangerous message that if it doesn't get what it wants, it's going to destroy the entire region. And this is unacceptable. God is the God of peace, not the God of execution.
They want to be the protectors of girls and women. I didn't hear them screaming this when Renee Good was killed in the middle of the street in Minneapolis. I didn't hear any protection for Renee Good, a U.S. citizen that was killed by the same people that the vast majority of you just voted to give more money to. But don't come at us and tell us as women what we should be okay with, what we shouldn't be okay with, because it's just kind of like the same thing where I should be telling a lot of women on the other side of the aisle, I don't know how it is that you are not protecting women as they need protections over their own bodies to make their own decisions.
You know, look, the reality here is girls out there, like my daughter, who want to be able to play sports and not play sports with a guy.
Okay, to turn to the situation in the Middle East, I'll begin in French.
Let's get back to
Le
that.
Canada considère depuis longtemps l'Iran comme la source
Mark
principale
Carney, is that his name?
d'instabilité et de
It's our new prime
terreur
minister, right?
au Moyen-Orient. Le régime
It's funny when they're trying to speak French. I feel you, brother.
Plusieurs
But he's not really saying
civils canadiens.
As the conflict enters its fourth week, attacks have continued around the region, including in Iran and Israel.
This does not feel like a war that's de-escalating.
Has responded, saying if that happens, all American information technology and
Were they
desalination
just in a
infrastructure...
revolution? Persian religious beliefs, because I'm confused. Zoroastrianism
is an ancient religion first established in Persia. It's built on the teachings of a prophet called Zarathustra, or Zoroaster, who was born around 1200 to 1000 BCE as the first monotheistic religion. One of Zoroastrianism's core teachings is that there is an eternal cosmic struggle between good and evil, between darkness and light. Consequently, in antiquity, it was called the good religion because it commanded good of its adherents.
Oh, yeah.
Practicing Zoroastrians typically wear an undergarment called
it kind of looks like my religion.
And a corded belt.
Like the shepherds, they wear that with the string, and the women, they wear the belt with the head tie, the dress.
The undershirt has a small pocket called the bag, or purse of righteousness, which is situated near the shirt's neckline. The wearer is to symbolically fill it with good thoughts, good words, and good deeds as they go about their day. Though the religion initially faced strong opposition, by the 5th century BCE, Zoroastrianism had become the major religion of Persia, and eventually spanned much of Asia, Africa, and Europe. Some believe Zoroastrianism influenced Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, as each focused on the importance of an ethical life. Practicing Zoroastrians pray 5 times a day, traditionally standing in front of sacred fire.
Yeah, fire for sure. You know? Your heart's the sun, the fire, and then you have your body
where
of
a
water.
flame is kept constantly burning.
Yeah, you should always keep it burning.
Sadly, various conquests have left Zoroastrianism a shell of what it once was. As a religion, it's in numeric decline.
Always. It's always the ones that seem like they make the most sense that have less population of beliefs. But it's interesting. I never heard of this Zoroastrianism. And it starts with a Z, and I find the letter Z very significant because it's the last letter of the alphabet. And I have a Z in my name, and I just feel like it's a very powerful letter. I wanted 3 kids, and they all start with Z's, but if I were to have a 4th one, what would it be? Because this faith kind of resonates with me, you know, good thoughts, good deeds. Zoroastrian. What about Zohra? The 3 of my other ones are unisex, but I wouldn't mind having a girl anyways. So Zohra kind of sounds like Dora. Let's see, what does Zohra mean? Zohra. It's like the female version. Brilliance, light, flower, Venus, morning star, arrived from Persia. Oh shit, it's from Persia too. Yeah. Wow. So maybe I should have a 4th kid. This means a lot to me. It's almost like God brought me to this. You know? Because for a while I was trying to find, like, not necessarily the right God, but the right faith to follow. because a lot of things are corrupted today. And I don't want to say the wrong thing, but like what they're saying, you know, good thoughts, good deeds, a burning fire, you know. And my paintings too is about like the one behind me. Like it's like kind of weird because good and evil, you know what I mean? Light, dark, the balance, yin and yang, you know? And I haven't painted in a while, but I was gonna paint a painting. And if I'm gonna paint something, it would be a baby, you know? And it could be Zohra for the time today. Because people seem to be hungry for a God or something, or for belief. Because everyone's fighting about religion, territory, resources, you know? And the one thing people forget that's important is the child, right? Because it's creation. And when it comes to something pure, you treat it delicately, you know? You're quiet, you just have more care, you know? And I always believe that instead of worshiping a God, you don't worship your kids, but you kind of really give your all into them, you know? So, you know, if I paint a baby Zohra, she would probably be something that would signify a light in a dark place, in a womb, you know? Because a dark place is like a space. And then you have all the planets, you have your sun, you know, you have the stars as the white light, you know? So when I think of that, I try to make it positive. And that's what this religion kind of resonates with me. It's like, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm trying to remember what I said. Just keep talking because you talk a lot anyways. This religion resonates with me. Like from my religion, from the Rastafarian religion, all the spiritual faiths that talk about positive vibrations. And if we could just stay in a positive vibration, I feel like a lot of things will be more peaceful, you know, because we have a lot of things today. Back then, we would fight over territory and land and all these things, but we have AI, we have so many evolved things where instead of a revolution where people may get hurt, you think of a baby growing, a plant growing, you know, something delicate that needs sun, that needs fire, light, water, earth, you know what I mean? All these things that keep something growing. And that's what we should be as human beings, you know? We're human beings, we're not in the wild like before. So I just feel like thinking of a baby is like the most important thing, to bring yourself back to intuition. And that's why I think of a baby in the womb, because your intuition is your inner child. And as adults, we lose that a lot, you know? And if we could just think of being a kid again, maybe you will fall and you will get back up and you will fight and you will make up again, because that's what it was as a kid. You fight, you go play again, you know? You're mad for like an hour max, not even. Like at the age of 5, you're mad for literally 5 minutes. And then something happens and you're like, hey, look, like, you know? I'm kind of going off here, but that's just how I feel. And it's kind of weird for me because like I have my own religion and I feel like that's what it is right now. Like the revolution of change. It's definitely, it could bring shame. It could bring guilt. It could bring so many of these feelings that create change. But when you think of time, I think of God, and I think of, like I said, evolution instead of revolution. But they're still the same word, and one could still be, the other could still be a beautiful thing. Because change could be revolution is a big impact that changes fast, and then evolution is like something slow paced of growing. So if we could change something fast, but in a peaceful way, it could still be a beautiful revolution, you know? Anyways, I think I'm going to paint this. I just believe that I am. So I believe in everything. I believe in all faiths. So that's my thing today. I believe I am. And that's why I am. Simple. Anyways, I'm derailing off of my daddy patties, but I'm not really feeling so well right now because all of this stuff is just making me feel terrible, honestly. Because it's ridiculous. But thank God for this. Thank God for bringing me to this religion, because it definitely opened my eyes and also made me look back at my history and maybe the things that can be changed or the things that are there but just forgotten, you know. Yeah. So Zohra, if I can't find something that nobody will fight about being right, one thing you can't fight and say that's wrong is a baby. That's for sure. So that's my intuition right now, telling me that she's in the stars. She's something brilliant, light, and she's Venus to attract abundance of peace, love, and understanding, bro. Really and truly. Anyways.